Okay, give me 1 second.
This is the internet, folks. That won't. I'm Dan Gehring.
And from America's South Coast, where our task has been laid before us, I'm John G. Dew. And that was about all we said, such as cases coming up, and they have come for the disaffected communities, and it's often find in these disaffected communities of you're trying to entrap others. You're jacketing is what we've called it.
We must go into the Capitol.
Jacketing is what we've called it.
We must go into the Capitol.
Yeah. Yes.
Fed.
It'd say really have no.
Yes.
Fed.
It'd say really have no.
And he's being replaced.
That's right.
Well, I would love to have someone try to dislodge me from the position that birthright citizenship is an issue and should be even making the dependent argument on the is what
because so many people
dependent argument on the is what
because so many people are sore
after the Civil War, they don't. That's not what they're appealing to. They founding a British nation. But if you want to come here and have a bunch of kids and be citizens, you're good.
Right. And we definitely won't burn you for being witches because we're very progressive and open to everyone. And that's the founding principles.
Puritanism was a very strong thread.
That's right.
But a scholar, basically, it's a joke to ridicule my fellow seeking. And it's an unconscious ethic, But also, it's important to have a mythos. A mythos can do a lot for propelling, wanting to refound Britain.
Being Catholic, and we've decried ourselves.
It seems to be something that's
all of right-wing politics right now.
We was what? Is the operative question? Yeah, but we're talking about a mythos here. You gotta be a little. You gotta be able to
corn
stretch
farmers.
it a little bit. You know. You got we was kings. You got You got we was kings. You got we was British. That it's pretty great, honestly. Well, my wife does a lot of the labor. God bless her. But I have to go. Also that,
but not an MRI, not medical equipment.
Idea that have developed, I think, this idea a little bit, talking about having this parallel society and how you were almost appealing to it being a in name only, but from your mainstream Christians in some aspects, and we're going to put those convictions in action. And does that mean the American political party? Well, you don't want us spying on you. What are you trying to hide? You don't want us taxing you. Why do you want people to die? That these idiot, his or her belt, Hillary could have been the elected president. I'm going to put you in jail. The problem, from my perspective, is that Marco Rubio's not going to tap into any of that energy.
Well, who do you see as a potential
tree over there that we can't tell what species it is and it's dying anyway? That tree doesn't matter. No one in the Democrats are being discounted and not necessarily held up on a pedestal unless Obama is coming in and saying no, maybe nowhere. The tranny march in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It'll give you an idea of exactly why these people have to be jettisoned. They're not functional. I mean, to turn a phrase, allies in any political movement that is aiming to do anything other than antagonize. You're not going to garner wide support with these people. I mean, I really wish that I had sent you the video link. Just want to. It's funny to me. Sane. They're not. You exist to be dominated. That's it.
Side of the political spectrum. But once you get into better.
Scott, I think your legislation on trans issues and your legislation on trans issues and your legislation.
That part, I was like, what the hell?
Those are spectacular.
Exactly.
And I think you deserve to be here for that. But I think your housing policy and specifically your housing. I think your policy on. I think you do not belong because you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful because you've been wonderful. You've been wonderful for trans people, and you've been trans people, and you've been terrible, and you've been terrible, and you've been terrible. You've been terrible.
I've noticed that the queers match like this, they can't just say something once. They've got to repeat it and chant it. You hear the lady in the background or thing in the background. I watched the video twice and I still have no idea. I still have no idea. And it goes, we effing bell, you know. They chanting are now screaming at a Jewish guy. We effing hate. Now screaming at a Jewish guy. We effing hate you.
Good legislation for queers is so fucking terrible on Gaza. It's so fucking terrible on Gaza. Scott, do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say about Gaza? I want to like the person. I want to like the person. We fucking hate Scott, people.
It was kind of funny in that it was a left-wing article written for Slate, and he was talking about how the term queers is problematic, how like pride and stuff was their thing, and then this incredible term of queers that encapsulated everyone brought them in, and they kind of just wanted to have their own thing, and now these people that are calling themselves and grouping them together are giving them a bad a bad rap, and terrible and racist. And now gays are like, it's just kind of funny because it's like the same mentality, but over a different, entirely grouping.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but they're perfectly accepted and loved in society. Meanwhile, if there's any sort of outrage like this on the right, I'm kind of sick of that.
Yeah. Well, it's just darling syndrome, you know, class sport. And like I said, I didn't get any clips on birthright citizenship. They basically made a textual decision. If the Constitution says it, it must be the law. That will be entertaining and not so vulgar. Maybe vulgar in their stupidity, but because before birthright citizenship was upheld in groups from certain countries. So, let's see, I think in the TPS first clip.
Gail Littman, law professor at the University of Andrea Flores, founder of Securing America's Promise, and former DHS official and White House advisor in the Obama and Biden administration.
Back to the event that triggered TPS event, Haiti. Maybe it's the dirt. The Dominicans share the fish, so maybe it's not that.
You know, I think maybe it's the whole Cuba play. We collapse Cuba, and then it becomes our Australia a little bit. You know, welcome to America.
Do we want to do that? Yeah, it would be. It'd be the new Ellis Island.
La Isla de Ellis.
Island.
I like that. Cuba. You're almost home.
Would send out. Well, I don't plan to go to any dopes and doofuses. Maybe we should start the Democrat Christian Party. Christian Socialists, we'll call it. And we'll have re-education camps. Yes, My name is John G. Dew. I represent the...
I see only upside in that.
You know, I don't know if you've seen these hype edits that have been going around, but there are some hype edits that are going, and it's basically the base loop for the hype edit. So it's them lamenting, but the hype edit would suggest that their lamentations are actually a great thing. You know, the Trump administration deported 100 million people, and it's this is going to be food for more of those. This is the tease clip for what we could get.
Oh, I got you. I was wondering when this was going to come in.
Could happen now is again, I just want to say, like, to deport this many people will require more state action and more federal force. And that is what the Supreme Court is, the fact that, and also through the fact that there's going to be more immigration. Haiti, 6,000 people.
Haiti, we got time. You know, I keep seeing, and I got another clip for you tonight of these people that are, you know, part of these anti-immigration things, and they're saying,
we... You know, we should, I think our flag for the Chazi party should be, we...
Get something by. Apparently there's a Chazi brand of clothing already.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're just following historical norms at this point.
Branding of clothing. Which I...
Put your rosary on around it, I mean...
We're so proud of Latin America. We want to send you all back there. It'll be great.
Yes, I'm gonna come to the shirt.
You seeing this? Yeah.
Yeah. Already got the further marketing down. It's drip, so you know you don't deport everyone in a few, and then we're gonna get you, and then we're gonna get you. It's a slow drip, so we don't overwhelm anything, but the water flows nonetheless. The Chazi drip.
Who's gonna scrub your toilet, Donald Trump?
Aha. Yeah. Well, okay. We got the full slogan for the shirt. Te amo, fuera.
Yeah. We love you. Go. If it's Christian socialism, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Chazi. Come on.
You should put Democratic in front of anything, and people are like, this is fun.
Democracy Murder Party.
That would work. There's upside there, I think.
We murder fascism.
Indeed.
Yes, no, this is getting out of hand. Back up later. I think we should move along. Yes, you are.
But this is from, and I'm having a hard time making heads or tails about it. But I'll play it for you and see what your thoughts are. Oh, and it features Martha Blackburn from Tennessee, and I think you're going to like the way she says tobacco.
With just days left, Online Safety Act.
We have laws in the physical space that protect children from the harms from exposure to sexual exploitation or pornography. In the virtual space, we do not have those laws.
Blackburn is co-sponsors for minors. But House Speaker Mike Johnson, a Republican, says he's concerned the measure would limit free speech.
I think all of us, 100% of us, support the principle behind it. But you got to get this one right. When you're dealing with the regulation of free speech, you can't go too far and have it be overbroad.
And conservative groups seeking to limit the powers of government agree.
I don't trust government or political
legislation. Democratic co-sponsor Richard Blumenthal said earlier this month.
What we've clarified is specific and their parents' safeguards, tools to protect.
Trump has not expressed an opinion on the issue, but his son, Donald Trump Jr., posted to X saying, quote, we can protect.
They did say it.
What is up with that?
This is, I swear, this is from today.
Expressed an opinion on the issue, but his son, Donald Trump Jr., posted to X saying, quote, we can protect free speech and our kids at the...
would have an opportunity to take whatever the guidelines to determine speech within the context of their state. And you would eventually have 50 different internets and 50...
the House to vote on the legislation before the end of the year. Catherine Gibson, VOA News, Washington.
The House passes Kids Internet and Digital Safety Act So the Kids Act. That's my bad. Protections Act, and would expand protections current from using targeted advertising on children and teens. Critics of the Kids Act have pointed out the legislation leaves out a duty of care measure, which would require tech companies to design their online platforms to be safe by default. Blumenthal, ahead of a vote, said, a particular, it's lacking the duty of care provision, would weaken the proposal protections that the Senate previously passed. I heard something about requiring identification for websites somewhere along the lines, and my hair stood up. People were like, why are we focusing on stabbed to death? This is dangerous.
How do we just through this platform? I mean, it has survived, and there seems to be no real effort to do anything but pass surveillance laws in the Congress. How can we capture people's attention and wake them up to the fact that we're going to get the effects of mass immigration in England specifically is, you know, they were on the mild segment of the hockey stick curve, and they appeared to be rapidly moving up the function of the algorithm. Billy couldn't be pushed back on the premise sometimes when people were like, well, no one's even asking. And you're also for the ones that aren't the protect
circle around all the kids.
Just open the floodgates of the internet on them at that age, or 16 or 18, whatever it may be, would probably be previous to that.
Right.
That's a really good point. That's it. Sometimes. So I tell you what. Why don't? Speaking of the marketplace, and you know, I love pulling these amateur clips because sometimes they just hit you with the story right up front. There's no posturing. There's nothing. So let's hear. Oh, is it the setup? Is it the setup? Hold on a second. I've got weird naming conventions. Yeah. Internet. Okay, I don't want to blow up the spot. I've got 3 examples that we're going to go through. Now, are you
$6,000 for a screen draw, which is also very old, as you can see. And let's read the description once again.
I was stammering in the beginning. This is an etch and sketch. She calls it a screen draw.
It's
an etch and sketch.
I kind of
13, tight, shy, anxious, noisy. How could a screen draw be tight, shy, and anxious? How? But wrong. But anyway, 9, collection. Yeah, let's take a look at the description. Ferret, 91 centimeter, 13 kilograms, small, blonde, blue eyes, obedient girl. Blonde, blue eyes, this white bunny. Its eyes, this white bunny. It's that plush is an obedient girl. Blue eyes, female.
Okay, so taking that at face value, is this why are these the out? Taking that at face value, is this why are these the outrage over as sick as it can make you? I think this is an op. I don't know if it's a prank or if it's an actual op to get people back into a. This is who will take the bait. So this is the third and final example, the jump the shark example.
And this is a calculator. Virgin drop off at a female noun, but
yeah, there was nothing else. She was just saying but, and then she went into another example. I don't. It's more like maybe there was something on people who thought it would be funny started just pushing the boundaries of what they could post on the site,
right,
and outrage people. I mean, a Virgin calculator? Come on. Nobody who's seriously trafficking children is. I've purchased.
Yeah, that's weird. I similar things in that email, but I don't. She says she left a plush toy stuffed animal on bed 301. Oh, it's not even close to what we're talking about here. Yeah, I think you're right, people. Through Pakistani men. But they wouldn't post on plush.
Real ones.
Yes, actual child trafficking, not. That's right. You're riding along on The Offensive every Tuesday night. John and I talk about the crimes and/or buying children on Vinted. Apparently, you are a Value for Value show. So if you're getting any value out of the show, feel free to head over to mmo.show/donate and send us some value back. Your general opinion. Hey, I thought those topics who will remain nameless, but I think the art is kind of homoerotic. But this art came in from the Dirty Jersey. It doesn't help that I believe that is a take on a certain adult website for the title. I think it is. I think it's the hub. Yeah.
Play into the content. We did talk about.
When it comes to Dirty Jersey, there's probably 3 or 4 levels that we're not even thinking that he's on. Yeah,
yes.
But he's there.
Like, why the bow tie? What is the bow tie?
That's hilarious. That's great. I should look at our art more often.
Elements. Layers. He's a very layered artist.
Yeah, he's an onion artist. I love it.
An onion artist.
There's the message, and then there's the message. Yes, so thank you very much, Dirty Jersey. It's much appreciated. We did have a couple of fiats come in, the Sam S. of Burblandia, and he came in with his tithing of $22.50, a show number donation of tithe of 10% of the show number.
That's right. But you don't even have to, I mean, yeah, you can elaborate if you want to. A show number donation is the number of dollars that the show is. We have to set expectations here.
Right. So he came in with his tithe of $22.50 through PayPal, and he says, look at a map.
Let me ask you to look again at a map.
But whatever you do, the new name on the list this week, thank you, Ethan, Sir Longrock of Sierra Nevada. He came in through Stripe, actually, with $7 to support. A tip of the hat to Trashman for tuning me in, not turning me on. Oh, although he's in carts.
Dreaming of utopias. So
hey, I think you'll like this.
The term Luddite. The term Luddite. I would expect that you are. You seem to be a very well-researched fellow, but it's an interesting story.
Colloquialism. You
got it.
Let me square that circle. I'm stealing it. Very good.
Oh, okay. I thought that was pretty popular.
I am a product of the North. And then finally...
have 101 Satoshi boost from Nostra Gang, who comes in and says, let me ask you to look again at a screenshot of a one. Is that all we got? He streamed 110 for your favorite podcast using yes, hollowed out. But we really we were moving into the new house, and my coworker to do this because we're not here to posture and be politically correct or even the surface level hysteria about child trafficking. Yes, I know it exists, and I know it's a problem, and I know it should be rooted out ruthlessly, but that doesn't mean we have to look on is the day that I won't be here. Is the day that I won't be here. So I hope you appreciate that, and I hope you appreciate whatever Dan does when he comes here. I don't know if that's his goal or not. I know he does a lot of work on the technicals. You consider put that into a number, send product because it's self-funding.
Amen.
Get it on.
Interesting. interesting one that, because I barely heard about them, and I'm listening for this stuff. But I want to take us first to the very, very tip of Africa. So we'll start with a little that's going on. And the usual suspect that's going on. And the usual suspects are not the people that are anti-migrant are not the
final day.
The people that are anti-migrant are not the
final day before the unofficial. Some of them singing xenophobic. They're not Afrophobic. Migrants have official. Some of them singing xenophobic. They're not Afrophobic. Migrants have taken over South Africa.
So it's not. Go home to your countries and fix them. We don't hate you. We're not xenophobic. We're not Afrophobic. We just want you to go to your own country and fix it. Anyway, so I have another deadline that was proposed, which is today, June. I have another deadline that was proposed, which is today, June 30th.
I thought
19th.
Is it?
Yeah, just kidding. Here we go. Migrants rush to leave South Africa.
The priority for many people here is to get onto a bus. 2023, a national about 4.1%. 2023, a national about 4.1% of the, and in Australia, 30%. There is no official figure of how. Try and get out of South Africa as soon as possible. They're carrying the few belongings they've managed to take. They're joining a line of other Malawians, all who said Durban for weeks. Says she was suddenly told to leave her flat.
He said he doesn't want any foreigners. Neither did he want to take my money, or neither did he wanted anything. He just had to pack anything of mine and have been throwing.
Officials say thousands of people from several African countries have already left. Harun Mutasa, Al Jazeera, Durban.
They'll get people to leave. It's just like these groups of people are just going around and telling us to leave, and now we're scared. This is scary. No. But it's the first time that some, and I think this came from why all these people are turning to the right. But before I play that segment, a couple of segments I'd like to play, including
hit a number of pedestrians not being treated.
Well, this happened just before 2:30. Multiple people. This on a very busy further along the street. Just a short time later, he was arrested on suspicion of.
He was a British man. Oh.
Dangerous driving and attempted murder. Now, police have sent us a statement with some more details on this incident. They say, due to the nature of the incident, local officers were in contact with officers from counter-terror, but anyone with any information.
No,
of course not. So there's that story out of London. Again, in the context that the far right is rising up in the UK. We also have that.
You should clarify that you're being facetious when you say that.
Right, I am. In both of these instances, I'm being facetious.
We are not the mainstream media. We are not oblivious to this,
right?
Or the grievances that have spawned it.
I sometimes forget that a lot of our listeners are not. And here is
shooting in northern Germany on Monday.
Incident: 4 women and 1 man were shot. Further because several people investigators will be trying to reconstruct.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the victim, Simon? Do we know anything more?
They've arrested that person, and they're also questioning 2 other people who've died.
Due to that country of origin, one can only assume
victims were related.
Okay, that is interesting.
Did he not?
Yeah, I think he might have said that. Regardless, a country that has no shootings ever because they have no guns, a Turkish fella is able to just roll up there and start blasting. And he was actually in his car with his 30. I just making assumptions. See, just no reason why the ADF is rising or the right is rising in these countries.
The UK, where tens of thousands. It's not just on the streets, and it's not just the extreme right that's on the up. The populist right-wing party Reform UK isn't.
I wonder why.
Transforming a local tragedy into a national rallying cry. Powerful allies amplifying.
Going on in your country, your brothers and sisters. That's how these right-wing thrives. Are the
schools, hospitals, stagnated mainstream political parties have not met their material needs.
Aching far-right movements, with the center-left resurgence. It's in tight out late last year. There are a loud crowd, but it's clear they're mourning and white supremacist conspiracy theories.
BGT doing that too. Apparently, that's no BGT doing that too. Apparently, that's no that it's these small, tight-knit communities where everyone knows each other that are most upset about these migrants moving into their town. You know, it's these communities where people, you know, go to the same local pub, they support the same sports teams, they interact with each other face to face, revert to their computer and just post angry things online. It would be better.
Right.
It'd be better. It would be better.
Right.
It'd be better.
Yeah, so much better.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
So much better.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Socioeconomic factors.
So here's the
economic factors.
So here's the I guess the
Country foisted on us. Country foisted on us. Yes. You mentioned far-right, neo-Nazi, all that a minute ago, as if that kind of stuff, that doesn't hold any power anymore. You mustn't hold any power anymore. You must have learned this.
Just to silence people, and now they have very little power. Just to silence people, and now they have very little power. They're all at some point.
Yes, like members of your
right.
Like members of your
right. Tyson.
You never know. Because I know you haven't had that conversation. You haven't sat down with your mother and said, "Hey, Mom, I really am sick." Mother, and said, "Hey, Mom, I really am sick of people being so racist lately. Ashamed of, but if it ever comes around, and because I'm only, 10 or 12 and I don't know how to do things anonymously online, I would say would. Online, I would say would.
Right.
Say they were kids. Not all.
Right.
Say they were kids. Not all.
Right. Stick
Trump's Make America.
Right. Stick
Trump's Make America Great Again.
Man, Trump is the man.
America Great Again.
Man, Trump is the man.
Israeli influence from the U.S.
There's no question there's a huge influence. When the far right is small little fringe political parties, that sounds fanciful. When you've got Donald Trump in the White House, the most powerful man in the world, they can then point to someone and say, look, it's happened there. If it can happen there, it can happen here.
Are we headed into a direction where the far right is turning?
Something that sits on the very margins of our politics in Britain, an annoyance to the right. It is increasingly something that actually has the real chance of taking power in Britain.
Face of Britain now, they believe.
So, just to in 2020, we were presented with riots, people wearing black, full-on communist gear, using communist rhetoric, communist, Marxist. No such thing as Antifa.
This is a farmer's market.
Yeah, these aren't communists. These are just kids. They're not left-wing extremists. Now England, and now the rise of the right wing is a serious threat in mainstream politics. So I always constantly is you repeat it enough and enough and enough, all of a sudden people become Nazis. I have a account on Blue Sky. I don't post. I just read. And, everyone that he's a kiddie child rapist, which is, they want to dehumanize your beliefs. They want you to feel like there's something wrong with you, that you're not a part of the club. You are the problem. That's my small little lecture.
Keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. I have a European clip.
Oh boy.
Since you went more Euro domestic, I'll go more Euro risk board, Euro signing.
Europe
rally outside.
I will be resigning in a few weeks.
Did they say dancing robots?
Dancing robots.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting. Okay. I thought I heard it, and then I heard you chuckle. I'm like, they did say that. Yeah.
It's the moment a student-led anti-government movement nearly 2 years in the making had been fighting for. Grief turned to fury in November 2024 when a concrete canopy collapsed at
That's why I came here.
This is the same.
For Prime Minister, you want Moscow and Beijing. This geopolitical tightrope is becoming incredibly expensive. The EU is currently waiting a critical decision. National backer of the country. The EU provided over €500 million in non-repayment.
So the idea here is that Vučić is bad. He's kept Serbia out of the idea here is that Vučić is bad. He's kept Serbia out of the EU, and the student activists, well, they used
trade deal with Kazakhstan that they signed last year. I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Their allegiances were more east than they were west.
With Europe.
Yeah, I saw
7 days ago.
Saw some clips on it. They're really ramping up that pipeline idea. And it would be so much easier if they could just carve off this piece of Russia.
Go to anything at all. Go to anything at all. Trip the Trump route for international prosperity pretty easily. International prosperity pretty easily.
I have Ukraine war. While we're there, I have Ukraine war. While we're there, Russia's apparently going through a fuel shortage, which is now top-line news throughout Europe. Apparently going through a fuel shortage, which is now top-line news throughout Europe.
Zelensky posted this footage on Telegram. He said, "The Slav
undoubtedly overcome all the challenges facing us today."
Across Russia had a state of emergency on Friday as it grapples with shortages and power cuts due to Ukrainian aerial attacks. Kyiv's invasion in February 2022.
By now, supposedly showing Russians beating each. What happened in Morocco? Was that today or yesterday? Turn our cheek as to the corruption and propaganda. Clearly, turn our cheek as to the corruption and propaganda. Clearly, that is coming out of Ukraine. That has tried to pull the West deeper into World War III, actually, with Russia.
Before the explosion, seriously injured in that blast. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge has more on that story. Tom, what more do we know about the attack and the suspect?
Yeah, this shocking attack, Diane, happened late last night. Monaco's public prosecutor says a man appeared at that building and left a parcel close to them. And when they arrived, it was an explosion. The suspect, police believe, fled into France, and we know law enforcement in Monaco are working with their French colleagues to try and track the suspect down. The suspect can be caught relatively quickly. Now, in terms of the condition of the three victims, we know that they were all badly injured, but officials in Monaco, it's being widely reported in French sources briefing reporters. Yermolayev has not lived in Ukraine for some time. He's an incredibly wealthy individual. But right now, the motive for this attack at this Ukrainian oligarch and those close to him. A crime, Diane, it's close to him. A crime, Diane, relationship with France, but it is not Paul in Moscow. Relationship with France, but it is not Paul in Moscow.
Tip. So this Vladimir Yermolov, so the details that they learned were effectively, you're familiar with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that this guy, this Yermolov fella, is a Ukrainian businessman who had fallen out with Zelensky after the sanctions occupied areas of eastern Ukraine. Yermolov allegedly rebuffed Zelensky's attempts to nationalize his construction empire for Monaco, where crime is largely non-existent, much less targeted. It'll be interesting of Martha's Vineyard, Te Amo. This attack will not go unnoticed. By the global elite, which has been exclusively funded finer parts of Europe anyway, purely for reasons of setting personal grievances. This might not work out in Ukraine's favor. I just thought that was funny. Like, oh.
I've been doing some reading on the fuel shortages in Russia while you play those clips. And it's a real thing, apparently. I'm convinced that there is some, where there's smoke, there's fire. And there's some element of panic buying, which always happens with gasoline, juices, and refined. They started taking a toll, apparently. The European elites can't against Russia, so there's no better time than ever to carry out a personal grievance. Killing.
Right. Nordic pipeline. Now it's just people. Blowing up people in Monaco, of all places. Apparently, the guy used geography to his advantage by escaping into France, which causes a bunch of international problems, if you can believe it.
So very good. That was a large event.
Yeah, that pretty much does it for my European coverage for the evening.
Okay, well, I just have something. I have 2 clips about the Venezuela earthquakes and some things. Let's discuss a few things that I didn't manage to get clips on, but I saw. There's a new Chinese open, appears to be the same thing of basically reverse engineering Claude and creating a peer competitor through reverse engineering of these products. And we've discussed that this is ordered Anthropic to rescind access to its Fable and Myth. First sentencings in the anti-ICE, the media is calling them protesters. I think some
racists.
Yes, they're
horrible people.
Yes, shooting in protest. Okay.
Everyone knows you can kill people if you don't like what they think.
Of course.
It's America.
Of course.
Morbidly, I was disappointed. Morbidly. I was like, sweet. Terrorist attack in morbidly. I was like, sweet. Terrorist attack in China. And then content, you know? I just, I was like, I wonder what actors are doing a terrorist attack on China. Grand new conspiracy.
Okay. Well, that's basically. And then I have a final clip. About a prank that I think is hilarious. So, Venezuela, we've got an aftermath report.
In Venezuela, aid agencies say that is dimming, with tens of thousands have been reported missing. As those numbers climb, anger is growing among Venezuelans who say authorities are doing little to help.
Injured but alive, Venezuela's coastal area of La Guaira was the hardest hit in Wednesday's twin earthquakes. Rescuers know scenes like this one are becoming fewer and farther between with each passing hour. People here use picks and shovels and even their bare hands. Who listen for help.
Get here, generators, whatever. Private, public, whatever. International and national, whatever. There isn't even a generator here to power a drill over there. We need support, please.
There are still... Looting has also become a problem in La Guaira. People accuse police of turning a blind eye as thieves take what they can find from shops and warehouses that were damaged in the quakes. The government says it's deploying the military to La Guaira to restrict...
Yeah, that was coming down. I saw the airport one where things start shaking.
Like dominoes.
Yeah, and then like a wall. Which, I mean, good for them. They're a Japanese woman who's Venezuela by 4. Venezuela by 4.
There are Bolivia. They've been having some trouble since. They've been having some trouble since they.
He's head. He's head.
Maybe.
Viable.
Maybe.
Viable.
Entertaining.
It doesn't help that the photos were all numbered anonymously. That's your guy. This doesn't reflect our community. We love all religions, all places of worship. Doesn't reflect our community.
There's no way they could have or would have.
Like Goring. And I rattled her little finance mind when I said, it's a completely different spelling.
Herman the dog.
Yeah, Herman Goering. I don't know. I think hear those after the I don't know. I think hear those after the show is concluded. Oh, man. From tunnels to towers, the John G. Dew household.
The race is off.
It is off.
Ship. We'll just have to end. Sign me up.
We're losing our democracy. I woke up early today. I had a meeting, like a leak. It's just like you're really warm. Fed jacketing. The real British Christians. Re-illegalization. Legalization is
for a second.
There was a point where I was saying something, and
I realized you were being serious, so I didn't laugh.
Yeah, I screwed up.
Well, I'm glad it was a curt show with you feeling the way you're feeling. Hope you feel better.
Thinking about how much that sucks, and I couldn't fall asleep. And then Elise is like putting her incredibly hot feet on my
better than my wife.
Yeah. Well, that's exact touching. 105-pound German Shepherd neck across my ankles. It's like somebody left their grandma's fur coat on the bed. Come on, guys. We can do better. Re-illegalization. I like. Or
did we get that?
No. Those topics are gay. I've gotten that before.
Oh. This is the best eclectic.
I'll just drop a few where I put markers down.
You can put a little bit of credence into it. Hello.
Even the Jamaicans. Like, do you like the Haitians? No, man. I think that's what I was thinking.
There are plenty of parents out there who, when it comes back, are you gonna I'm gonna start saying things online that so lame online and not saying what's on their mind, and I'm feeling really racist lately.
It'd be so funny. I'm gonna kick my dog in the head.
What comes before that?
You're telling the story about the kid who is telling his mom that he's gonna start posting racist stuff online.
No, I know that, but I wish I thought, and maybe I had, and I wish I had said, Mom, I'm feeling like, kind of frame it up a little bit.
Instead we get,
I'm feeling really racist lately.
Oh, man.
How I mentioned that this was a liability?
Everyone already thinks you are freaking punching dogs in the head. Or kicking dogs in the head. No, I get that. I made a kid shoot beer out of his nose one time. We were at a bachelor party, and we were playing poker, and they were trying to figure out what values to assign the chips. And there were too many guys, and the guy goes, re-legal.
These it'll give you an idea of exactly why these people have to be jettisoned. They're not functional, to turn a phrase, allies in any political movement that is aiming to do anything other than